love ecchi. The amount of people that come and talk to me at my table that are like, what was it like recording this show?
No. Then you laugh back in their face and give them a demonstration. And don't break them. And that make them so uncomfortable, it backfires and they walk away.
I'm Amber May.
Hi, Amber.
Hi. I'm the voice of Dehya in Genshin Impact and Billy Bust Up and Yanqing Honkai Star Rail and Murder Drones, Alice in that one.
Oh my god, you're in Murder Drones.
Yeah, Alice and I got smashed by the
oh my god, you're incredible. Welcome to Women in
Sunset Paradise. I'm whisking that one too. So Glitch Productions.
Oh my god, so cool.
I love Alice, and I'm angry. I don't have any Alice prints. I'm sorry for those who have come to my table. I didn't think Alice would pop off, so I didn't know what prints for.
She popped off, man. She popped off.
Surface flickers.
Sorry, this is so cute. I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. My thought is like a train that stops every so often, and he helps me keep it going. But I am also a woman in the industry, and I am. Oh, I'm Barbie! I'm Barbie! I forgot I'm Barbie. Hi, I'm the voice of Brooklyn Barbie in the movie Barbie Big City Big Dreams. I am a woman, and yeah, in the voice acting industry. Yay!
I keep turning.
Hi, Barbie.
So, does anyone? We'll start this off. Do we want to do questions or what?
Also,
what do we want to do?
I'm so sorry, I think we should talk about what we think the role of women is in the industry, and our role is not to just be women, but to also be little boys.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that is very true. That is very true.
Naruto, woman. Luffy, woman.
Genshin,
woman.
Goku,
Woman. Well, in Japanese. In the English, Goku is Sabbath.
Gohan, woman.
Oh
Yeah. Also Denku, woman. I could keep saying woman like that. Woman. Did it make anybody uncomfortable?
Yes.
Point is, we do a lot, not just for the women in these shows, but for the the boy characters also.
Yeah. This is true.
Any range that an older man can't reach, we got to take over.
For the most part. There are a couple that are played by.
Yeah.
Like Bryson. Bryson's pretty good at being a little boy.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah.
What?
Chopper.
Yep.
Chopper.
That's right.
Happy in Fairy Tale is played by Tia Ballard.
Woman.
Yeah, woman.
We love women. So aside from being, beautiful, we are also little boys.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
That's my fun fact.
Okay. Are we doing fun facts? What's happening?
Something is happening.
I guess I can explain why I started voice acting and how it does tie into the topic.
Yes.
So when I was younger, in kindergarten or so, in preschool, the kids would make fun of me, the little girls would make fun of me because my voice was this deep and monotone. Yeah, I've been called Daria before, and it still makes me laugh. No, that makes me laugh. But back then, they said, you can't play with this, you sound like a boy, And they said I sounded too boyish, so I went to go play with the boys, and they always played Dragon Ball Z and stuff. That's why I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan, because I grew up with it, playing like the boys on the playground. But as I got older, I said, wait a minute, if I voice act, I can voice boys for a living. So, at like 12 years old, YouTube was just invented. I did my first Naruto dubs. They sucked really bad, but that's where I learned what my range was and how I could pull those voices off. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I probably watched you.
Did you? I hope not.
Back when you had to look up like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Yeah. That was how I got my start into anime.
No. This was like fan dubs. This was fan dubs that I did back when I was 12 years old. No, I didn't get into my first anime until 2017 or so with Kimono Friends. That was the very first one. And I actually flew out to Texas for that. I've just lived in LA for 7 years, and we just moved here a month ago to Dallas. Oh, here.
It's Texas is the best. I don't know about that, but it's pretty cool.
It's better than LA.
It's well, the price of living.
The price of living, the food's better, the people are nicer.
That's true.
I'm iffy about these freeways though, they piss me off.
Oh, the freeways, well, so my
Dallas has the worst freeways.
Well,
That's
they do.
It's like turn right. Sorry, turn right. Turn right. No.
Now do a loop-de-loop. Why does Dallas have so many loops? Can you guys answer this?
I've never
Riddle me
seen
this.
those in my
Why
life.
does it have? Why
We have
does
an answer.
everything look like a flower?
Architecture.
If they solve the traffic, the solution to solve the traffic is more roads.
Oh,
It makes no sense.
that's what it feels like.
would work that
No,
way
why does
if it
everything
was
look like
done.
Immediate
Well,
U-turn.
my dad's a civil engineer, so
Middle of
that's
the
me
highway.
chiming in as the daughter of a civil engineer.
Can you tell I'm from Houston, not Dallas?
Yeah.
No. Our football team has won a Super Bowl. When's yours done that?
Okay,
We have Mattress Mac.
True.
We have Mattress Mac.
Mattress Mac lives in Austin, though, which is where I live.
I'm originally
Anybody from Austin?
Virginia. So, any Virginians
Well,
out
we
there?
should probably. Does anyone have any questions about what it's like to? Yes.
Okay.
We have a case of raising our hands and needing to think.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it.
So like a lot of jobs in industries like that come with a lot of like health benefits. So I know that like voice acting is very like case by case. You do the project and then you're kind of out of the job
Yep.
until the next one.
So, we don't get benefits.
We are contractors.
Right, and
hired 1099ers.
We're contract workers.
and as Kyle Jones, who is also here, would say, you don't do voice acting for the money because you can be the most talented person and not have any amount of fame and struggle to get by. You have to get lucky that you're in the right place with the right people at the right time and the right people are auditioning. And it just happens that on that day, especially as a woman, this is what I can say as a woman, we have our cycles. Sorry guys, bringing that up. And your vocal cords have different thicknesses depending on where you are in your cycle.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. So when I'm ovulating, my voice is way lower than it normally is.
That's seductive.
That would okay.
Right. What?
What?
So you, and also your, as a woman, you have different levels of thickness for your mucus when you are at different stages of your cycle.
Yeah.
So it changes all kinds of.
Changes everything.
Have you never noticed that?
I may not. I mean, I can't answer. I mean, I can, but I can't.
Yeah. Next time you're tracking, listen to how your voice changes when you're because when you're ovulating, you're supposed to be seductive. So your voice goes lower.
If we're doing fun facts, hi everyone, I'm Amber May. Over 10 years, I don't voice in just kid-friendly stuff. I go by a pseudonym, and for 10 years, I've been voicing other stuff. So if you happen to hear a voice that's familiar out there,
Well, I mean, to me,
We have a lot of actor friends that use different names.
we do. I know a few that use pseudonyms when they're doing, but to me, anime is anime is anime is anime is anime. And if I were to turn down or anything because it has boobies in it, I wouldn't get work. I wouldn't get work.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm like, etchy is etchy. You know, I'm gonna do
it's
it.
fun.
I love etchy. I love etchy. The amount of people that come and talk to me at my table that are like, what was it like recording this show?
Then
I'm
you
like,
laugh
know
back in their face and give them a demonstration. And don't break their and make them so uncomfortable, it backfires and they walk away.
That is the
I love
funniest
that.
thing I've ever heard.
I
My
love
thing
that.
is, I recorded most of the etchy stuff that I'm in with John Swayze, who
Uncle
you will
John.
all meet at this convention because he he runs it.
Incredibly kind man.
I've known that man since I was a child.
In diapers.
Because my sister has been in the industry for so long and has known so many people in it that I grew up around so many people in the industry. I've known of John Swayze and known John Swayze since I was probably this big. So to me, that's Uncle John.
Not actually, he doesn't like me calling him that. No, but I think it's the funniest thing in the world.
So he's Uncle John.
We do it anyway.
So I tell people I basically had to make sexual noises in front of a man that I consider like an uncle.
Oh, and it goes beyond, because when you're in the booth, you get into it. So it goes beyond making the sexual noises. Sometimes you're like pantomiming vaguely, like gross things.
my
and
God,
then-
character.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway,
I struggle with being sexy. So something I can tie into that is the stigma against being a woman in the industry. What? Well, what am I? What's
keep talking, keep going.
I don't know what's happening. I am going to keep going. So when you do, excuse me, we're talking. You're allowed to do that, but you're talking to an audience unless they cough up like $40 each.
They're not. They're in front. I'm looking at the
40
side.
bucks.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So when you are in any industry as a
Keep going.
when you're in any industry as a woman or a femme-presenting person, people kind of assume that you got there because you're a woman and somebody wants something from you.
That's true.
So then when you're also, this industry is very male-dominated. If you think about all of the anime that have male main characters versus female main characters, it's no contest. So,
Unless it's an ecchi.
unless it's an ecchi.
But in that point, there's it's an ecchi for a reason.
Yeah.
There's female
So
characters because it's an ecchi.
you don't get as many opportunities for big things, and then when you do get the big thing, you're in the limelight, and some people could be like, well, look at who she's around, like, look at what she's saying online, and blah, 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 blah. Like, is she promiscuous? Is she wearing a dress that is cut down to her navel? The answer is yes. Did that get her places? And I don't think that is something that men particularly have to deal with.
No,
They can do whatever they want.
men get it on their merit.
And that's not to shit on the men in the industry. So many men in the industry are incredible, deserving people. But we're here to talk about women in the industry.
Yeah,
so
men.
Sorry.
But you had your hand up. You wanted to ask a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't see over
No,
here.
you're good.
I was just getting in line for a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. Is it okay if I ask one depressing industry question and one
Yes.
silly?
Yeah.
I'm prepared.
Okay, so
Let's start with depressing and we'll end with silly.
Yeah. Sandwich it.
Kind of want to take it out of the way first, but what in the context of how unfortunately emerging technologies will affect the early entry level pool of voice actors, what advice would you have for women getting into the industries in the context of AI? I think that when it comes to like intermediate and more long-standing voice actors, I think they're going to be fine. I think they're always going to have a job. I think
For the most part, unless they do something scandalous.
yeah,
Right.
We've seen that for some men. But specifically, I think people just breaking.
Right.
I think as the technology further develops, it will really impact the people first getting into it, and I think the most vulnerable subset is going to be women.
So I think, first and foremost, AI is something that we all kind of have to be worried about in general. However, what I've noticed in particular is that the anime industry is much more cautious about AI. The studios that I work with have purposefully said that they want to avoid any sort of AI interference. So I think that in that regard, we are kind of lucky. We're not part of, the majority of anime is not part of SAG. Most anime is non-union. Every now and then you do get some, like the ones that you see on Netflix, a lot of those are going to be union shows because it's Netflix. But when you're looking at Crunchyroll, when you're looking at Sentai Filmworks, when you're looking at Okra Trauma, those are non-union. So yeah, so we aren't having to worry as much about AI because our studios that we're working with are a little more protective.
Yeah.
But
because a lot of our directors and a lot of our people who work in those studios are actors themselves, and they don't want to be out of a job anymore, and they want to put us out of a job, thankfully. Now, I don't think that that is specifically subjective to women. I think that AI is coming for us all.
Yeah.
But if there's any sort of, what is the word I'm looking for, any sort of positive to that, it's that we have seen AI plateau at this point. They're able to mostly mimic humans, but you can still, if you know what you're looking for, which education is key. Please educate yourselves on everything.
Always read your contracts.
Well,
even the tiniest little print there. Me coming from LA, just getting here from LA, we were so paranoid and cautious, always reading every single line for little tiny things that say, oh, we can use your voice in perpetuity and this. Like teeny tiny things like that. Like, that's why out here, I'm a little less on edge, especially being new in the anime world and, like, upcoming out here. It feels less suspicious, but still, read your contracts anyway.
Also, another thing is that a lot of people come into the industry, a lot of people that want to come into the industry think that what they need to do is be able to make impressions. And that is the biggest misconception about anime.
Because you want to stand out. You do not want to sound like another person.
Right, like your voice, that you want your voice to be unique. And that's going to also protect you from something like AI because you're already not mimicking someone. So like, if they want my sister Monica, they're not going to cast me to do a Monica impression. They're just going to call Monica Rial and have Monica Rial come be Monica Rial. So, and while I can try and I can blah, 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 make a Monica voice, it's not ever going to be Monica. My sister! It's gonna be a little bit harder to, unless they have all of your voice lines that you've done in obviously they need 2 minutes to mimic. But if you're individual and you're unique, it's gonna be a little bit harder for it to generate that, especially in your cadence, because AI can't mimic your cadence.
And AI does not know human emotions. So while they may be able to do commercials and it's passable and you're like, oh my God, that was AI, when it comes down to the moments of pure emotion, it doesn't capture the depth yet. So AI, yes, is a threat. Yes, we should be protecting our artists. Artists of all scopes should be protected by AI, from AI, I should say. I think that we have, on a positive note, from what I've researched, it has plateaued. So there's not a finite capability to AI, which is good because I was worried about a war. It was going so fast. It was growing and learning, and I was like, oh my gosh, iRobot? Terminator, iRobot? Yeah, any of those. On a side note, iRobot, did anybody watch Arcane?
This is wonderful.
Okay,
No,
Well,
hold on, stop it. I haven't seen any of it.
Oh, okay, but so, not a spoiler. The things at the end, Sunny, if you watched iRobot, you know who I'm talking about. Nobody did. Okay, crickets, great. Okay, the voice acting in that, superb. The robot from iRobot, his name was Sunny. Yeah. The things at the end of Arcane, it was very iRobot, sorry.
Stop it. Let's get to the happy question. What was the happy silly question?
So I think only 2 of you are Texas-based. Have any of you worked with Bryn April before?
Yes.
Oh, nice. How's she doing?
She's great. I just saw her. Literally 2 months ago in West Virginia. It was fantastic. Bryn is doing incredible. She's literally the cutest human in the entire world. I want to shrink her and put her in my pocket. If anyone knows who Bryn April is, she is the sweetest human in the entire world. I want to shrink her, put her in my pocket, and anytime I'm sad, just be like, Bryn, make me happy.
Oh, shameless plug for shrinking people and putting them in your pocket. By the way,
Honey, I shrunk the
there is this company that I just recently discovered at a convention. It's called Shrunk 3D, where they have like 90 different cameras of you inside this truck, and they take pictures of you in your pose, and they turn you into a figurine that's like incredibly accurate. I ordered one, and I opened it last night, and I almost screamed. It looked like me. I will have it on my desk tomorrow on my table to show you guys.
But yes, Bryn's doing great.
It's really cool.
I saw another hand somewhere.
Yeah, thank you. I went to college with her her. She was definitely among the top least racist white people in the team.
She's the kind
love
of
to hear that.
she is literally the kind. The way that she interacts with people, I think that I feel like I'm a genuine person. Like I feel like when I talk to people, it's great.
Yeah,
Bryn in particular. I'm really bad at hiding it. Yeah. Bryn, the way that her face, like someone will walk up and be like, hi, like she'll say she's like writing something or doing something. Someone walks up, she goes, hi, and she literally goes, hi. It is this. It's literally her face completely lights up. She's just so happy to just talk to people. It is. I love that woman. I love her. We'll talk. Come talk to me at my table. We'll chit chat.
Coming from LA, that would always put me on edge.
Hi. No.
One, I don't have any.
Like you see the joy come out. It's incredible. It is incredible.
That's why I'm loving it here in Dallas.
Your man wanted a question.
Tony,
I have 1.5 questions.
what do you want?
Half a question is, we use the mics for the questions, so that it projects.
Some people might be scared of the microphones.
Yeah. Also, I'm not having any.
I can hear everyone.
Yeah.
I can hear all the people.
I also don't think I need this, but I'm gonna.
I don't think so.
I think it's a power move.
And my full question is, what are your dream roles and why?
Oh my goodness.
My dream role is to voice in a Disney animated feature. That's always been my dream role, to be the next Princess Tiana, but not specifically Tiana, like the next Disney heroine. That is before I die. I want that.
I love that.
I would love that. You could totally do it though. You got the background.
Right.
Oh, man, it's tough. I've worked for Disney twice. I worked on the Disney Cruise Line in Disneyland. I got turned down for being Tiana because I was too short.
Oh, man,
They said
so
Tiana has to be 5'7", I'm 5'3". So I said, you know what, forget this, screw this, I'm gonna be Tiana at my wedding. So I dressed as Tiana and got married on a Disney ship.
I love that.
So I said, I'm gonna be Tiana anyway. So that's the closest I've ever gotten to my dream.
I've got a few. It really depends. One of them for sure is I want to be in DC, period. I want to be a part of DC. I have always loved DC Comics. I've always loved DC TV shows. I want to be in DC. I want to play Raven. So bad. I love her. I want to, Rose Wilson. God, if I could play Rose Wilson. I love her. Harley Quinn. Poison Ivy. Honestly, just all those really badass female characters that you see in the Disney or the DC universe. I would give anything. Star Wars, I would love to be in Star Wars. I would love that. I would love to be in Lord of the Rings in any way, shape, or form. And then Borderlands.
Oh yeah.
Someone put me in Borderlands right now.
Right.
I love that video game series.
Right. Yeah, I brought up Arcane. Here I go, back into the Riot universe. I want to be in League of Legends so bad. I have been playing
so
that
close
game.
to League of Legends. I got a call back.
I'm
so close.
Well, I mean the video game. Like, Arcane is incredible. Yes, it's a beautiful work, and honestly, I would have more hours and I would have more fame if I was in Arcane, but the game is such a special thing for me, and
She has a tattoo of League of Legends.
I do have a League of Legends tattoo. I am a frickin' nerd. I have over 10,000 hours in that game. Yeah. I try to stop, but it's like a frickin'
Hey, who's your main?
Who's my main? Right now? Oh, fuck. Who is it right now?
It's after hours. It's okay. There's no kids in here. You're good.
The F-bomb is definitely in for mature. My main right now.
This is cute.
No, it's not. I've been playing. Janna is really broken right now. Her W is extremely strong, which it's never been as strong as it is right now. And they nerfed my other main. I was a main for Seraphine for a while. They nerfed her to the dirt. She doesn't hit as hard as she used to. Those ults are still cataclysmic. They will destroy an entire team. But Yeah, he asked dream roles, and mine is League of Legends. Also, they're bringing Mel from Arcane to League, and tell me if she does not look like a support champion. I mean, yeah. I was about to say something that was a total spoiler, but she looks like a support champion, and I want to play the out of her. I can say, and I found out now I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, so that's dream for me.
Okay, and then we had here, and then we had here after. So we'll go here first.
Where do y'all record? Because I remember during the pandemic it was a big deal that y'all had to record from home, like certified Rial experience. So where do y'all record? Y'all said Texas-based?
It depends.
It depends on the studio.
It depends, because for Barbie, the Barbie movie, it was flat during the pandemic, and I was at home. I was actually sick with, I had COVID heart issue, and I got the call from Barbie. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is cool, this is awesome. So once I started feeling relatively better, I went into the studio for that one downtown in LA. But for Genshin Impact, some of it was recorded from home. Sometimes they let me go into the studio, but some of it was home too. It depends. As long as your studio is broadcast worthy and they don't really mind it, it's fine.
It also, some studios like having you in the studio. So like,
I prefer to be in studio. I don't like knobbing and your gain's too high, your gain's too low.
I don't know that.
Source connect isn't connected.
I don't get any of that stuff. I would rather be in a studio because one, I think you connect with people better when you're face to face with them rather than on a Zoom call or Source Connect or whatever. So like the company that we record with the most in Houston, Sentai Filmworks, I've never done a remote session for them. I've only ever gone to the studio and worked with them at the studio. I've done remote sessions. However, for my remote sessions, I have gone to someone else's house who has a studio and remote recorded there to be it Crunchyroll or Sound Cadence or Okratron, something along those lines. But the 9 times out of 10, at least in my experience, I've been in a booth.
Yeah. Yeah. So the good thing is that once Sentai was very, very hyper specific about everything that was going on during COVID, and you are in a booth. So essentially, whenever COVID started to let up and restrictions were being let up and they could like be back in business and everything, they started to, it was like nobody was in the lobby, nobody was in the studio, you went into your booth, you shut the door, only then once the door was shut were you let in. But yeah, they want you in studio because again, there's that chemistry, there's not all the technical issues, and we're actors, we don't know all the jargon.
Yes, we don't want to have to focus on knobs and stuff.
Also, if I don't know if you've ever noticed it, but if there's a show where most people are in studio and then there's 1 or 2 that are remote in, you can hear the difference. There is a difference. Now, during COVID, you couldn't hear that difference because literally everyone was remote recorded. And Crunchy, for example, literally sent stuff to the actors and went, here's this, record with it. Because a lot of people didn't have remote studios at their house. Yeah, if you go ask a bunch of Crunchyroll actors, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I have this MacBook, and I have this, and I have that Crunchy just, here you go, record now. Yeah, it's not. It's not good.
But they do really want you to be in studio.
Yeah,
like
they very much so want that.
Yes, and that's not to say like if you're from out of town and you want to be a voice actor, don't move to Dallas or Houston or LA thinking that you are going to be a voice actor. We see a lot of people doing that now, and it is so destructive to your life because you have to, again, like I say, you can be the most talented person, it doesn't matter, you have to get lucky.
Yeah.
So don't be moving places just because you think you're going to get in.
Be sure you have a side job.
Yes.
Have some sort of side job
Yeah.
on the side.
We had next here.
I worked with the kids.
I worked in youth activities. I would watch 300 kids all at once in our big facilities. And when Stitch would come in, we'd have our big Hawaiian luau, and everyone, Stitch is coming! And all the kids would get hyped. Some would run away screaming because they're scared of the big Stitch coming in.
Because he's not small.
But I worked in that department. Sometimes I was a show host with the microphone, like, all right, time for super sloppy science. But that was one of my favorite jobs on earth. The only reason I left was to be a voice actor in LA. I lived there for 7 years. And yeah, I jumped ship to be a voice actor.
Jump ship. I
Jump
see
ship.
what you did there.
All right. Yeah.
So for 10,000 hours,
No, and you think that at 10,000 hours I would be good? No, I'm real bad. I placed gold last season, and but to be fair, I like to mess around with my friends. I was about to say the F word again. I know I can, but it still feels wrong. I like to mess around with my friends when I'm on there. So if somebody, so I'm a support main. I used to be a mid main, but if I like, the people in League are really toxic. So if somebody starts being toxic, what do I start doing? I start fucking with them. I make their life real bad. And you can't get out of these games, like well now it's 15 minutes, but you can hold people hostage. And
I love you so much.
I gave up on League because they were really mean.
they're so,
I don't play League.
I'm in there
I don't
and
do that.
they're like,
I play-
hey, do you have a keyboard? And I'm like, your mom. It doesn't make sense, but I'm saying it. Also, like, toaster bath is one of my favorite things to say.
This is why I play games that do not have a proximity chat or a type chat.
Oh, no, type.
I just said that. I just said
I play puzzle games. I like Honey Pop. That one's fun.
I played 10 by 10.
Yeah, no, you don't get anything, and you certainly don't get good.
Okay, there was a hand, yes.
Hi, so are you also dabbling in other genres? Like, are you doing some commercial? Are you doing narration? What kind of other fields?
I love it. I haven't gotten into anything else yet. I want to do audiobooks.
Okay.
I love reading. I've read 52 books this year so far. I love audiobooks. I eat them up. I'm like, gimme. So that's like a dream for me, is to be in audiobooks, to combine the two things I love, reading and voice acting.
It sucks
You do.
because I have a voice for narration. I've been told I have a voice for narration,
you do.
and I narrate in Comey. But the problem is, I hate reading. I don't like books.
Wait, you're in the wrong. You don't
I
watch
know.
me read. That's all we do is
I
we
don't
read.
like reading,
I'm really bad at reading.
except for scripts.
I'm so bad.
Unless they're interesting, like what's the mouse on the motorcycle called? The Ralph's in the little book with the mouse and the motorcycle.
I'm so
I don't know.
Mouse on a motorcycle.
About a mouse on a motorcycle, and I loved that book growing up, and a series of unfortunate events, but that was it.
Oh, I just broke my hair. I was trying to do that.
Toss. Has anyone seen Wicked? Yeah. It was so good.
So good.
Okay.
Sorry, I totally cut you off at the end there because I didn't
Toss.
know.
What?
What other fields are you in?
I am not.
She's a nanny.
I am a nanny. So I've worked with kids since I was 13. My only passion outside of acting, which I've been acting since I was 5, my only passion outside of acting has been child work. Children remind me every day that you were not born bad. It is circumstance that makes you bad. If it was not for my work with children, I would not be here.
I feel you working on Disney. Sometimes the kids are the sweetest things ever, but when the adults show up, plastered drunk, trying to pick their kids up, and we're not allowed to give them back to them drunk, they throw a fit, start fighting, throwing things, and the parents can just be, yeah. So
Okay.
children can be the sweetest things ever, and they usually are.
You just gotta look at the parents.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless
There
your
was
child is a spawn of
another hand.
It was
1 and 2.
1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna remember this. Memorizing. Okay. Yes.
Do we have any
So
more time?
you,
I just
judging by your chemistry and also the fact that you mentioned like the experience of being in the booth together and also going to see Ren, I think you mentioned her name was.
Bren.
Yeah. So, do you tend to become friends with other voice actors in the industry?
Of
Oh, you
course.
have to.
So first off, women support women, first and foremost.
You have to.
But also, something that I've learned, and I'm so glad that you're now here, because
Yay.
you're gonna learn this
You've
too.
been adopted.
So coming from LA to coming here, I know that it's going to be such a jarring thing for you.
It has.
The majority of people in this industry, and I will tear up because this is so special.
She is also a crybaby.
I cry a lot. The majority of the people in this industry are so genuinely kind, and they genuinely care about each other. This is not, when you hear about theater and acting in LA and stuff, you hear about how catty
There's
it
so
is.
much snooty shit.
And there's so much BS.
Not
The
here.
women- Not in anime.
Don't bring that shit here.
Everyone lifts each other up. The amount that I get told, I'm so proud for you for getting this role. I'm so, congratulations, this is incredible for you. And the people genuinely mean it. You do build these bonds with the people that you're working with because everyone is doing this, not because of the money, because you're not going to make money in anime.
Unless you get very, very, very
Unless you're
lucky with
Chris
a role.
Sabat.
Yeah.
Unless you're Chris Sabat and you're literally Goku. You're not going to make great money in this industry. And Sean Schimmel.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry. I get them flips all the time. I don't watch Dragon Ball.
I just started watching it.
But so unless you're someone who's one of those big names and your lines are 4 hours deep, you're not going to make crazy money in this industry. We do it because we love it.
You have to love acting.
And that's
Yes, finally.
everyone bonds.
Normal
because of
people
it.
here.
Yeah.
We're not
When
LA.
you said,
We're not
when you
big
said all that, I got the 1,000-yard stare because I just escaped from a certain type of people over there.
It's not like
and I
that.
said,
We love each other, genuinely.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
This is my actor. I met Harley through this industry.
And if she leaves me, I'll kill her. If she leaves me, I'll find her, which is also bad. but-
She is literally my best friend. And it's been a long time since high school that I feel like I've connected with someone. And I got that through this industry. So it's very special.
We're twins and cousins and sisters and so many things.
Yes.
They can't separate us, and if they try, I'll rip
me
their
and
heads
Lizzie
off.
Freeman were good friends all the way from 2011 till now. And we both started together and loving everything about that. She's the voice of Pomni. I will defend her with my life,
Yup.
as she has seen at certain conventions.
So you get it.
So I will protect that girl. We love the acting.
Okay.
Love it.
Yeah.
The next was here.
Well, you kind of sort of answered the question I was going to ask, when you get into your voice acting, when you get how deep, you're trying to voice something sad or when you can rage for your character, right?
How do we get into it?
Yes, how deep do you get into it?
Very.
Very
It's very deep.
We're crying. I cry.
I cried in the booth more times than I can count.
I have left back.
Like things like sad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyone who's played Dehia's Story Quest, you know what that thing that she's talking about with her dad, the evil will plague us no more. That one, you're actually hearing the third take because the first 2 takes I was tearing up because I don't get to see my dad personally because he lives on the other side of the country and it's a reminder he's getting older and I don't get to see him. So that was genuine in Dehia's story.
The amount of times that I've had to re-record stuff because either I've been too angry or too sad or literally sobbing and they cannot understand what I am saying. It is the thing about voice acting that I don't think a lot of people understand is that your brain cannot disconnect from what you are saying and that you are not physically acting it out. So when you're doing an action sequence, right? And you're doing a lot of fighting, you leave tired.
Blood is pumping.
You are putting your everything into this because you don't have your body to show. So you have to put everything into what you're doing.
Right.
I recorded a show called Chiharu Furu. And I play a character whose entire purpose in the show is to explain the sad story of how the main character's grandfather died, and that is why he no longer plays the card game. I spent 2
hours doing a 3-minute monologue because the pacing was weird and my character was crying the entire time. I left the studio that day depressed. I went home.
Roles, but I love them at the same time.
Right. It shows your acting chops, but I went home, I laid in bed, and I went to sleep because I was depressed.
Yeah.
It changes you. I recorded a horror anime with Natalie, and
Dark Gathering. Everyone go watch it. It's on High Dive.
it's
an
really
incredible
messed
show.
up though. Like it's super
Yeah,
messed
it's
up. So
really
be ready for gore.
trigger warning.
It does not stray away from anything.
Yeah,
So
but it's
just
so good.
It's very good. Where my character, she's my little fear freak. She gets turned on by the feeling of fear, right? So she puts herself in situations where she is about to be murdered by ghosts, and it's unrealistic, right? Like, I'm not about to be murdered by a ghost while I'm in there screaming my head off, begging for my life, but I had a 6-hour session where I'm screaming and begging for my life, and my character's being dragged, and I'm having to hyperventilate, and like, I left, and
Dude, it's
no,
insane.
it was
That show
it
was
was-
insane.
That show destroyed my voice too.
You were on the chorus for a long time.
Like complete silence, not a single word
It was
uttered.
insane. I'll show you clips from it. It's incredible.
check it
This woman screaming is insane. We had
I'm
one here, and then we'll Dark Gathering.
Yeah.
It is incredible. It's about a small girl who is hunting ghosts. She's a small girl. And I play the character. Her name's Yayui. She's hunting demons and catching them in dolls. And she is using Keitaro and her cousin Eiko to try and lure out these ghosts to try and catch
It
them.
is Pokemon but with ghosts.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Where do you watch it?
High Dive.
High Dive.
Or on Hulu. I think it's also on Hulu.
Is it on Hulu?
I think it's on
don't
Hulu
know.
now.
I don't know.
We had one here, and then we'll bounce out. I think that might.
Be time.
Yeah,
time.
hold on.
Shoot.
Okay, yes. We have time for yes and then yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a question about that by the way. Do you play killer or survivor?
Survivor. I play Survivor because I like the team aspect of it, and I'm really bad at being the killer, unless I'm Ghostface or Legion, in which case I'm pretty darn good. But I am a Survivor, and I'm a Sable main because I am a god. But I'm very excited about the new Survivor that just dropped yesterday. I forget her name, but there's a new Survivor, and the new killer is the Houndmaster, and she has a dog.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Also, they're coming out with a Junji Ito collection.
I love Junji.
But yes, I am a Survivor main. I love Sable. She's my.
I've been playing.
Maybe
I
the girl,
like
she's
the
so pretty.
8v2. I
The
like that
2v8?
one. 2v8, whatever.
I hate
like
it.
that
It
one.
made killers so toxic.
Oh, I love
2v8
it.
is the worst.
I love toxic games though.
Yes. Yes.
Do you have any advice for someone who's never been into that voice acting getting started?
I've got the perfect thing for that question, and I was waiting for that question.
You're so cute. Oh my gosh, you just said it like a game show host. I love it.
So, if you come to my table, absolutely free, I have this thing that I slap on there when you ask me and trigger that question. It's the voice acting. When you trigger that question, it's my personal voice acting resource guide that I wrote, and you can use all of this to start off. And the best part is you can be remote. You don't have to be in LA. You can use everything on this pamphlet, on this paper. Take a picture of it. Yes. It is at my table. Take a picture. It's a lot of good classes recommended to me, from me, and other voice actors, and my coaches, like Richard Horvitz was my teacher. I put him on there for sure. So a lot of good resources, microphones, Source Connect stuff. So yes,
There's
come to my
also-
table and take a picture of that.
There's also a website called howtobeavoiceactor.com.
I want to be a voice actor.com.
I want to be a voice
is at the
actor.
very first one on that resource guide.
It is like it's upkept by a voice actor.
D. Bradley Baker. First one on that guide. I wrote that.
Also, I know. Also, something that I know a lot of people. I don't know what's on your resource guide, so I don't know if this is on it or not.
Oh, let's
But what I think is so important, and a lot of people don't talk about this, and this is something that really helped me out being in the industry. Improv. Improv is so important. The amount of stupid things that you do in the booth. You and I both had to burp in the booth.
Oh, yeah.
I still can't
We
do
had,
that.
and so when you're in public, you don't want to burp because that's.
I do.
I mean, you do, but like most people, they're like, oh, that's embarrassing. I don't want to. I had full belch in the studio. You have to be okay feeling like you're stupid.
You have to make yourself look stupid.
And the amount
Don't
of
be
position.
afraid to look stupid.
Right, like when I'm talking, I have to pretend that I have food in my mouth. I'm getting my finger in my mouth.
Stick your finger in.
I'm doing some weird stuff in the booth to make weird noises.
Yeah.
Because I can't telling I have food. You can't do that on your own.
Yeah.
You can maybe do your tongue, but that's too much.
No.
So you have to get past that whole fear of being judged. And improv, I think, because improv, the whole thing about improv is yes and. You get so used to it. It's like, whose line is it anyway? They all look stupid up there.
But
you
it's
have
fun.
to get used to it, and it's so much fun. And that's something that I think
If
a
you're
lot of
having
people-
fun, you shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't be doing any of this if you're not having fun
Right.
as a
yeah.
voice actor.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, so I was gonna say, I want that source so
Yeah,
we
you
can
too.
put it on our podcast.
Oh
'Cause we
yeah,
have-
we have a podcast.
What?
We have a
podcast and we answer a bunch of questions about
Yeah.
anime because that is one of the number one, I would say that is the
That
number
is the
one
number
most
one
asked question.
Yes.
So we do a Q&A where we had fans, followers, friends, directors, voice actors all give us these questions that they want answered or that they are asked regularly, and we put it in our Q&A.
Yep.
I want to put your resource
We're
list.
doing one full episode dedicated to that question of how to become a voice actor and what you can do. We're doing a full episode just on that alone. Because if you talk to everyone about it, everyone's answer is, so if you ask me, how did you get into the industry? Mine is nepotism. I got in because my sister was in the industry. Karlii got in because she knew someone who was in the industry and they were like, you have a really good voice, let's put you
Well,
in
she was
this."
like, you like
got it
anime?
from
And I was
one.
like, yes, I love anime.
A lot of it is
And
luck.
then,
When
right,
you think
and
of
then
it.
Zach Aguilar,
Oh, Zach.
who has watched Demon Slayer? Right, you've all heard Zach Aguilar. He's the main character, he plays Tanjiro. He was in LA as a child actor. He was doing commercials and stuff like that. He won a contest. He won a contest and they put him in an anime.
No
Granted,
way.
he was an actor before this.
Yeah.
But he got into anime because he won a contest.
Wow.
So everyone's answer is so different. So we want to. The name of our podcast, shameless plug, Voicecraft. Our podcast is called Voicecraft. Please give it a
Like
listen.
witchcraft, but
Voicecraft. The biggest tip I give people, the biggest one, when becoming a voice actor, it's not about how many voices you can do, how many archetypes can you pull off.
Right.
I'm the cute one, I'm the sad one, I'm the tough one. How many of those archetypes can you pull off?
Right.
Build your demo based on those.
Right.
Right.
It's not about impressions.
No.
It's about you.
Hey now, what do you think you're doing?
Oh, so it's not. I've been watching a lot of Family Guy lately.
Okay, but we just got the tip that we have to go. But if you have more questions, please come see us at our tables tomorrow. We are more than happy to chit chat and talk with you lovely people. That is why we are here. We don't bite unless you ask us to.
I won't be biting anybody because germs. Unless it's you. I'll bite you. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you bit me all day. Yeah, it's fine.
I haven't bitten someone in days.
Thank you guys so much for being here. We know that this was a little bit of a schmitchmo, so
A little hodgepodge, but we made it through.
Yes, thank you so much for your support, and we love that you love anime.
Thank you for watching Anime Diet. Be sure to smash that like and subscribe button for more tasty treats.